So this week I'm struggling a lot with some very pretty negative emotions: bitterness, jealousy, envy, pretty cool. And it sucks because those are not the emotions that you're very proud of, and you're definitely not proud talking about it or admitting it to anyone. But I wanted to be honest about it because I think that as human beings, we might be many of us who struggled with that. And I want to bring a little fresh perspective about it, that maybe it's not that these are not that bad emotions as we tend to believe so. Because myself, I don't want to be the witch of the fairy tale. The older I'm getting, and the more I feel that I should admit that I'm closer to the evil one than the princess of the Disney movies. And at the same time, I actually find it unfair. Those are all the emotions that bad? So if you're compassionate or kind, then you're a good person, because this is what we tend to believe. You're a good person, so you're good, you deserve to be loved, you're enough. Everyone wants to be a friend, everyone wants to be around you. But when you have negative emotions like envy or bitterness, you're just the witch of the Disney movie. No one wants to be with you. No one wants. Like, everyone tells you that you should never feel this type of emotion. And if you feel one of it and you admit it, they tend to make you believe that something is wrong with you. But I'm starting to believe that it's not true. It's not true. It shouldn't be the case. It is true that bitterness kind of came really quietly into my life. I was never that bitter. I was never like a very jealous person or anything, because I just felt that I was living my life as it should be lived. Like, or maybe I had it, but I didn't really realize it, and I'm starting to just realize it very lately in life. I think the first time that it arrived, I really paid attention to it was one of my friends. She told me that she went to a very fancy restaurant, a really nice one. And she was so happy about it. And she was actually telling me that I should go as well with my husband and my child, like one of those restaurants that cost like 150 euro the menu. Each, I'm talking. And when she told me that, I looked at her and I just faked my smile. I faked my smile that I was so happy for her, in the sense that, yeah, of course, I'm so happy that you enjoyed that day or that night. Definitely, yes, I would talk about it with my husband. I'm more than certain that he would love to go with me in one of these places. But I really knew deep down that anyway, we did not have the money. We did not have the money. We didn't have the resources. And instead of just admitting it, or not even admitting it, like actually be truly happy for that friend, I just faked that smiling. It just made me feel even worse about myself. I felt that I was such a shitty and such a bad friend. But because I didn't want to face the truth about it, I just put it down. I kind of like swiped it under the rug and continued my life like nothing. And these past days, I feel that that feeling is coming more and more, like with huge feet. Like it's coming towards me and makes me understand that, girl, you better pay attention to me, because I'm going to be slapping it at your face. And I don't want to be slapped by bitterness. No, 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 no. So I had to deal with it. So I kind of like journal about it, like trying to understand where does it come from and everything. I remembered. So a few months ago, when I was still working at a very big corporate place, I finished work around 7. I'm working with my phone, I'm typing, chatting with a friend, and I don't know why at that moment I felt like raising my head. So I raise my head and I just freeze. I just freeze. Because in front of me, there is a bus stop. And on that bus stop, there is a poster 120 out of 170 centimeters of a creator that I try to avoid for at least a good 6 months. Is because she represents everything that I want to be. She has the life that I believe, or that I deserve, that I believe that I deserve to have. She's 10 years younger than me. And even worse, she echoes all my failures. Because by seeing her at such a young age succeeding in something that I feel entitled to, it's kind of a parallel to all my fears, to everything that I was too afraid to do. Taking a chance on me, doing content creation, using a camera, learning new skills, everything that I I felt too complicated. I felt too hard. And at the age of 34, seeing that girl who was maybe not even 25 or 26 succeeding that well, it hurt me. It hurt me so bad. And it was funny because I could feel, I was feeling dizzy. My jaw was strong. My fists were clenching. And I just kept staring at her at least for a good 10 minutes until my husband called me and pulled me out of that horrible emotion that was happening and pulled me back into reality. And I was just thinking, fuck, I hate my life. That was it. And on the way back home, I just did not talk. I was silent. I reached home, there was dinner, my husband made food, there was my son, and I did not talk. I didn't want to talk, I didn't want to listen to music, I didn't want to do anything. I just kept spiraling into my brain, kept thinking of all the things I should have done and everything that I haven't done. Until at night when it was 12 a.m. and then my husband eventually said, "The fuck is going on with you? Like, what is it with you?" And I just bawl my eyes off. I just fall at that moment, and I cry for a good 2 hours in front of my husband, who was completely helpless and had no idea what was going on. And I was just like crying and crying and crying because actually I could not even understand why. That's the truth. I was just crying, but I was not understanding why I was crying. And a month after that, I quit my job in order to finally find out who I am and what do I really want to do with my life. And this is what I came to realize actually this week, is that bitterness can be a compass. Yes, bitterness is a shitty compass. Let's be honest. It's actually a compass that no one wants to admit to have, but it's a compass because when you feel those very strong emotions, when I feel these strong emotions myself, I understand it's because I'm having unmet needs. I'm having a few needs or a few will or dreams that I have not paid attention, or that I have some emotions that I did not face yet, and that maybe I should just took the time to journal, to think about it and try to understand what the fuck is going on here. And that's the reason why I also feel that as human beings, and me again myself, I'm very non-binary. Like I'm very binary. No, sorry, I'm very binary. I'm binary because I feel that there are good emotions and there are bad emotions, but not so, but all of these emotions are equal. They are equal one another. It's just our own interpretation of what's going on. But because we have learned to interpret them, we have learned that we should not be envious, we should not be jealous of any of these things. And last time, actually a week ago, I was watching Inside Out. When I was watching Inside Out, I was not feeling well, so I also bawled my eyes off another time. But I was not really feeling well that week. And they were talking about emotions. They were basically saying about how important each emotions are and how nuanced are our emotions. You can feel sad and happy at the same time. You can feel bitter and happy for a friend at the same time. Yeah, so what now? So I think that I would be lying if I said that I'm not, that bitterness have left my soul and that now I'm a very aligned and kind person. It's not very true. I still feel it, but I feel it less. And I feel it less because I'm finally answering, facing the truth. I'm finally answering the things that I didn't want to. I'm trying to live a life that is more aligned with myself. I'm trying, now I'm learning a little bit more about content creation. I'm learning a little bit more about how to use a camera, how to use a light, how to be better at storytelling and everything. And I have so much to learn. So, and there's still a little bit of jealousy when I see someone doing it better than me, but I don't really know what's going on in their life. But it's more smooth. The emotions is not that strong anymore. It's a little bit more calm. And even if it happens, like there is the tip of envy that comes somewhere, I just stop and I just try to understand, okay, what's happening right now? Maybe there's something I can do that I'm not doing currently that will calm down that need. So definitely these emotions kind of became my compass for the past few months, and I don't think they were that bad. They're not the greatest, okay, let's be honest. They're not the best. But they're not that bad because they're really pointing out at something that is not going well inside me. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm not a very magnetic person, sorry. I wish I could tell you I was, but I feel that I'm not that much. So yeah, see you later.